Hello, hello. Welcome to day 1141 of Connecting the Thoughts. Quote for today is vulnerability is pure strength. Yes, keeping it simple today, or maybe complicated depending on how you look at vulnerability. But yes, for me, I see vulnerability as pure strength. More on this on the other side of the show reel. If you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel because here is where I post daily videos on the little things that make life big. Vulnerability is pure strength is the topic of our conversation today. I will see you on the other side of the show reel. Welcome back. Welcome back on day 1141 of Connecting the Thoughts. Code for today is vulnerability is pure strength. And what do I mean by that? Well, different people look at vulnerability in different ways. Some people look at it as a weakness. Some people look at it as the inability to make a shift. And hey, Gopalan, hello, hello. Thank you for joining. So we're talking today about vulnerability, and as I was saying, some people see it as a weakness. Some people see it as something that kind of holds you back. You're resistant to change. However, I see vulnerability as being an open book. And isn't that scary? Because some people feel like, oh my God, if I was an open book, the world would know everything about me, and then I would have no tools to protect myself from being taken for granted. I wouldn't have any tools to keep myself safe from possible people who want to kind of um, take me for granted again. So I think people hold back. I think again, and I'm open to hear your comments on it. I think people refrain from being vulnerable because they feel that this showcases them in a weak light. This showcases them being weak. This showcases them being unable to hold in their emotions. And I'm talking about emotional vulnerability, people. I know there are different kinds of vulnerabilities. There is social vulnerability, there is economic vulnerability, and there is attitudinal vulnerability, but the one I'm talking about right now is emotional vulnerability. So when you are looking at emotional vulnerability, where you are unable to hold in your emotions, or you are open, actually, because for me it's more about being open. So vulnerability, being open to share your emotions, or being open to say how you're feeling as it is, by not sugarcoating, or actually by not hiding them under a cover, or brushing them under the carpet, as we like to say. So by owning your emotions, you create a safe space, and of course this has to be in a safe space. This has to be with people that you trust. And when you are vulnerable, you are also giving the other person the opportunity to own their feelings, right? You are not being the solid super Iron Man person who's not touched by anything. You are becoming then this soft, subtle, supple, moldable, and someone who is a listener, and someone who comes across as aware of their emotional strengths, and someone who is emotionally intelligent, and someone who can convey that emotional intelligence to you. So I feel, in a relationship, in a conversation, in a scenario that is safe, and again, when I say safe, I mean obviously you are not going to you're going to want to hold back when it's a situation that requires for you to be strong due to various reasons. It could be a work setting, or it could be a contractual place where you're moving forward with a contract. There could be certain things. However, even in those spaces, if the emotion is super super strong, if there is something that is dramatically wrong, then I would encourage you to let go. I would encourage you to, yes, see and present your emotions in the in the most appropriate way, you know. So thus vulnerability is conditional. Yes, I would say it's conditional because of the conditioning we have in society. Yes, vulnerability is definitely conditional, but having vulnerability within certain spaces with certain people, I think is pure strength. It is strength to showcase yourself as human, because vulnerability is a human trait. It is something that we show, and I think it's important for us to own that. To not always be strong. When you're always strong, it can tire you. You can begin to feel a little drained when you're constantly in control of your emotions, and you have to hold back, and you're denying yourself feeling those emotions because you feel like, oh no, I can't feel sad at this moment. Something horrible might have happened at home, but I cannot feel sad. I cannot express my sadness. You might be in the middle of a super important meeting and you might receive some unfortunate news, and you will still hold your horses and stay put and continue through the meeting absolutely disconnected. How fair are you being to your feelings? I don't think so. You're not. So what I'm inviting you to do is to own what you're feeling, and to be mindful of where you are and with who you are. Again, being mindful of where you are, with who you are, and how best you can express your vulnerability. So excusing yourself with a meeting with from the meeting without even getting into the details of it could be a great place to start, because when you do that, that means you are validating the fact that you are right now anxious about something else that you got information about over the phone, and you are willing to kind of prioritize that over what is going on in the room right now. Because let's be honest, if you've heard something over the phone, you're not going to be in the space to pay attention, to be attentive, and give your 100% in the meeting room. So it's about deciding, do you really want to sit in the room and pretend to be there at the cost of whatever else might be going on in the back end, or would you rather excuse yourself, be be honest with your feelings and what you need to get done and your priorities, and just excuse yourself in that moment and say, I apologize, there's something that has come up that is important for me at the moment, and I need to attend to that, and I will share with you details, or I will let you know on what happens later. I look forward to whatever updates of the meeting later on. It's just about validating your feelings at the end of the day, because a lot of us growing up have been taught to hold in what you're feeling. You don't have to express, you don't have to wail it out, you don't have to, you know um, you don't have to show your weaknesses, you don't have to show your fears, you have to be strong all the time. Again, being strong all the time can be tiring. So do yourself a favor. Be honest with your feelings. It's okay to be vulnerable. I would highly recommend looking up Brene Brown's work on vulnerability. She and the work itself, the word vulnerability is literally synonymous. And I think one of my goals or wishes would be for me and my name and the word smile to be synonymous, because that's what I'm working towards. That changing the way people look at a smile, and isn't that going to be a fabulous, fabulous legacy to have? Looking forward to that. And as I said, look up the work of Brene Brown. I'm going to write in her name for those of you who may not know her. So Brene Brown, she has this amazing TEDx talk on the power of vulnerability. She is literally synonymous with the word vulnerability, and I love her work. So yes, highly recommended. If this conversation has been of value to you, let's write in comments saying, I am vulnerable. Yes, let's write in comments saying, I am vulnerable. And to be honest, I'm not just speaking this, I'm not just saying that vulnerability is pure strength. I have showcased it several times on my lives where I might have been having a bad day, or it must just have been one of those days where, something has come up for me in memories, and or the quote has led me to think of something, and I have actually broken down on my videos. I do remember, I think it was day 63, when my daughter had just left for Australia, and I was once again alone at home, and I remember just not wanting to do the live, and then remembering that no, this is my commitment to me and to you, and so I came on the live and switched it on, and out came the waterworks. It was like very bad. If that shows up on my Facebook memories, I would definitely share that with you guys to let you know what I'm talking about. But honestly, be honest with your emotions. You don't always have to be strong, because it can get tiring to be strong all the time. So thank you, Gopalan. I am vulnerable. In comments, if this has been of value to you, tag a friend who needs to receive this message, someone who might be struggling with being strong all the time, because you don't have to. You don't have to be strong all the time. It's okay to be not okay. So thank you for listening. Again, if you haven't subscribed already, do subscribe to the channel, because here is where I post daily videos on the little things that make life big. And until tomorrow, keep smiling, keep shining, stay safe, and thank you for connecting the thoughts with me. Thank you so much. Hi Gaurav. You can catch the replay because we're closing the call now. Thank you so much for joining. And if this has been of value to you, I am vulnerable. In comments, please. Thank you. Thank you.